Welcome back. This is episode 2 of the Who and What Movie podcast, the podcast created to talk about shared movie experiences. We share movies all the time, but what about the first time? Who'd you see it with? How did it make you feel? Sorry, and what was its impact on you? Of course, I'm your wonderful host, Mark Denny, and I'm here with my special guest, the bright, the beautiful, the talented, the better brother.
Stephen McDonald.
That's right, Stephen McDonald. He's my younger brother. He got all the talents and all the looks, ladies.
Well, you have a few looks yourself, my older brother.
I didn't do too bad, did I? All right, so what movie are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2, the great Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We got Robert Downey Jr. in that one.
Robert Downey Jr. We have
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. What's his name? War Machine.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. That's his name.
He took over for Terrence Howard in this one.
He did.
Yes. Who else is in there? That Jon Favreau, of course. Yeah. He's back to direct it. He also stars as Happy Hogan.
Yep.
And the introduction to Black Widow.
Yep.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. Forever will be my celebrity crush.
Oh, yeah? That's the crush?
Yeah, that's the celebrity crush ever since I was a kid, bro.
That's what's up.
Yep.
I had a crush on her back then, too.
Which kid didn't have a crush back then?
That's a fair point.
Exactly.
It's just like, who didn't have a crush on Robert Downey Jr. or something.
Exactly. Handsome man.
He's a handsome man. He's got a goatee. Great goatee.
He does.
I wish I could pull it off.
Same, bro. Because of dad's side, right? The Irish permits me from growing facial hair, and it's like, why?
Fair enough. Yeah, I know. I think I did a goatee over the summer or something.
I think you did.
Oh, it looked terrible. It was awful. It was a bad choice.
Yeah. Not the smartest thing you've ever done.
No, I'm never doing that again. And then also Samuel L. Jackson's back in this one. Yep. So many things. Agent Coulson got to play a lot more in this one. So this is like basically set up heaven. Yeah, this movie. It is.
Even though the movie gets a lot of hate, it still was a great movie.
It's a fun movie.
It is a fun movie.
It's a nice continuation. There's a little problems, of course. The ending's a little rushed.
Yeah.
Because you're waiting for that battle. Yeah. And it's like over in what, a minute?
Yeah.
Like literally, like
it's over like that.
Yeah. So awesome movie. It's a big setup to, of course, the Avengers. It came out in 2010, I believe. I didn't look it up before. I think it came out in 2010, and it was let's see here. They had Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, and then it went straight into this one. So this also was like at the very end, the post-credit scene. I don't know if you remember. That's when they were like, "Hey, Thor's coming."
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, because Coulson shows up in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, Albuquerque. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And he sees we see it.
We found him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's Thor's hammers.
Yeah.
So awesome. And I remember when I went to go see that actually with Britt.
Really?
That was my experience. I went to go see it with Britt.
Oh wow. Okay.
And
I didn't know you two went to go see it.
Yeah, we did, and I remember loving the movie, of course, because Robert. Yeah. I mean, come on, he is Tony Stark.
Yeah. I am Iron Man.
Yeah, he does such a great job.
Yeah, he does.
And but I remember we stuck around and at the time I wasn't used to post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
I just remember I was like, oh, Iron Man had one, and I think Incredible Hulk had one. Yeah. Let's just wait. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, boom, they show that scene, and I remember just getting so hyped. And I'm not a big sword and sandals guy. Yeah. So like Thor, at the same time as I was excited, I was also a little like, I don't know if I'm gonna go see it.
For me, I love Thor mainly because I'm just a nerd. I love Norse mythology and stuff like that. I was just really into how they were able to pull information from actual Norse mythology and be able to somewhat put it into the movie itself. So I found that interesting about Thor.
Would you say you are Thor or Loki in this family?
Ooh, I'm more Thor, I would say.
Wow.
Because like Loki...
Do you hear that?
I feel like Thor in the first one, I can get cocky sometimes.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, but then there's Loki, my trickster part, because I'm pretty good at lying.
That's fair. It's fair. back to Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
I just, that's why, for those of you who didn't know, I'm getting married, and I asked you to be my groomsman. I was going to say gentleman.
Yeah.
And I chose the character Iron Man because I feel like you fit the character of Iron Man.
I do.
You got this like snarkiness, you got this cockiness, but you're also funny, and you got this wit about you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we gotta talk about this movie. We're not gushing about you.
Yeah, of course not. No, we're talking about the film.
All right, Iron Man 2. So, what do you remember? I'm just kidding. I just saw it a couple weeks ago. So,
yeah. I'll never forget that movie. So, what do you remember?
What do you remember? We all start naming things that happened in Iron Man 3 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know it starts off with introduction of the bad guy first, right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. They call back to Tony saying, "I am Iron Man."
Yeah, they call back scenes from the first movie.
He's Russian, right?
He's Russian.
Right.
Russian, Ukrainian, somewhere in that region.
Yeah. And I know that he's like building his whips, right? That's what
he's building his whips.
He's using the arc reactor because apparently his dad, Ivan.
His dad, I think his name was something Russian.
Vanko is the last name.
Yeah, Vanko was the last name.
Yeah.
But his dad was involved in the arc reactor project with Tony's dad.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, yes. And Tony obviously used it in the first one. So it's a callback to the first one. It's a continuation of that one. And so he's, of course, angry because his dad dies.
Yeah.
And, sorry. You know what I forgot to say? Spoiler claim. We're talking spoilers.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, even though it came out years ago.
Right? It's 11 years old now?
Yeah, something like that.
So,
if you haven't seen it, then you just either, you don't like superheroes or you just live under a rock.
I mean, come on. At this point, if you're not into the Marvel Cinematic Universe... Sorry. Okay, so
she's gonna slap you.
Anyways, she's just beginning her journey.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, of course we get that big setup, but then we get into one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and I'll ask you about your favorite too. It might be your favorite too.
Yeah.
Is the press conference.
That press conference scene was amazing.
It's brilliant.
I will say it is not my top favorite scene in that movie, but I just love that scene.
Yeah, and you know what? I just had a brain fart because actually before that, he introduces the Stark Expo, which is also a great scene.
The entrance that he gave.
Yes. Oh, shoot the thrill. Yeah. And then he shows up. Oh, it's good to be back. I mean, it's such a Tony Stark thing. Yeah, I love it.
I remember every time that scene came on, and then the dancers. I just remember hearing Dad in the background.
Yeah, it sounds like Dad. He always gets excited. I remember every Fast and Furious movie.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's the bit I like every time, right?
Oh, here's the good scene.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, well, the whole movie's good, but he's all about the booty shorts and
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, we're moving movies.
Yeah. So he introduced the Stark Expo, and they also tease a little bit that the arc reactor in his chest is it's frying a little bit. He's got a blood toxicity or something.
Yeah, blood toxicity.
Yeah, and so he's having little issues there, and we're like, oh no, what's happening with Tony?
Yeah.
And of course that fuels him for the rest of the movie to make kind of bad choices. Yeah. Basically live every day like it's his last.
Yeah.
Then we go to the press conference, which is actually a really great cameo with Stan Lee on the way downstairs.
Yeah, it is.
And he's Larry, right? He calls him Larry. Yeah, this is Larry King. And and then of course he gets served by the process server, and they head to Washington D.C. I think.
Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful scene. I love the banter between Tony and the senator, and the senator comes back.
Yeah.
In Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which is such a great continuation of that. And I just love him, just standing up for his suits. And you told me the other day that you liked when he pulled up the monitors.
Yeah, I love it when he started just nailing Justin Hammer.
Yeah,
I loved that. It was so good. He was like, I believe that I have something here that people will be interested in. Is that Justin Hammer?
Yeah,
and then it shows Justin with not sanctioned experiments,
and then the suit twists.
Yeah, goes, twists.
I would like to say that pilot survived.
Yeah, that pilot survived.
yeah, and of course the best quote. I don't even know if I can say it on here because I'm trying not to be cussing on here, but just the fact that Tony says that if there's one thing you can count on, that's pleasuring myself. And he looks at the camera, and it's such a great laugh.
Yeah, and then he just does the 2 peace signs.
Yeah.
And then just walks off.
It's brilliant. It's perfect for his character and everything. And then we go back to Russia, I think.
I think so, yeah.
This is where it gets a little fuzzy at this point, because it's like cut after cut.
Yeah,
so we go between Russia and we go back to Tony as well, and Tony showing obviously the chip keeps frying, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to find something suitable replacement.
Yeah.
They don't know at this point.
Yeah.
And it's so great to hear Jarvis, because now he's Vision.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to go back and go, man, that's so crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, now it's to the point where it almost feels odd to hear Vision, the voice actor, as Jarvis.
Yeah, that's true.
It's an odd feeling.
It is odd, but it's like also like it gets you to think like, man, if I could get a role, I don't care if it's time. I'm gonna put it out there right now. I don't care if you cast me as a security guard that happens to become a hero 6 movies down the line. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it, bro.
I will happily do the Marvel Cinematic Universe for the rest of my life.
Same. Same.
Awesome. It's better than doing a TV show. Yes, it is an episodic thing, but man,
just being able to say that you're a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is just the world's biggest flex.
And you're just doing movies.
Yeah.
Like you just, we just need you a few months and then you're gone.
Yeah.
Or, we also need you to do this cameo. Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Oh, we want you to do this one shot. I'm there.
Yeah.
We want you to do the voice in the video game. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Of course.
I could do that.
I would love to be a part of the universe.
Yo, real quick. I saw this on TikTok. Back to the Jarvis thing. Did you know that there is an actual Iron Man helmet you can buy that has Jarvis's voice in it?
No, I didn't know you could.
And there's it's voice commanded.
That's
so you
awesome.
can be like Jarvis, visor up, and like the mask comes up.
Wow, that's cool.
I saw it. Oh, I was like, Mark Anthony has to know about this.
Dude, I want it. I already do.
If I had the money, you know, and if I had the brain capacity to get the money, then I'd buy
I could actually build the suit,
yeah,
that'd be amazing. Like, there's sometimes where I talk to Alexa or Google, those, and it's just not the same.
Yeah,
they need to be called Jarvis.
Yeah,
Seriously.
they need to call him Jarvis, and they need to have the same accent.
Exactly.
Yes.
Marvel needs to get behind this.
They do.
Come on, imagine how cool that would be. Jarvis, lights.
Oh, that would be so cool. You just walk into your room, Jarvis, lights, please. Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
And then the lights come on, and you just feel like,
that'd be so cool. And then you can use it as a warning for the bathroom.
Yeah.
You are not permitted here. Don't knock.
Okay. So someone has had Chipotle before they came in here. It's a bit of a problem.
Exactly. Or someone comes in, you don't want them at your house, and just like, who let that man? It's just like, get out of here. Sorry, that's a bad accent. I totally went New York. And then of course, this is also when Tony says, Pepper, can you be CEO?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And that was a big thing. I was like, whoa.
That was massive. I feel like a lot of Marvel fans were just like, where did that come from?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's actually the one of the relationships that I actually believe in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, same. And it's like you kind of root for them the whole time.
Yeah.
Especially in the first Iron Man.
Oh, absolutely.
But Iron Man 2 was a little bit more to see Pepper and Tony together. They have great chemistry.
Yeah, they do.
It's just like, wow. And then, man, I don't remember. Oh, okay. Now I remember. Now now they have to obviously find someone to fill position to be like an assistant. So that's enter.
Oh, and enter Black Widow Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
And at the time was she Natalie? She goes by Natalie or something.
Yeah, she went by Natalie.
Some last name I can't remember.
Yeah.
And that's also a great scene because it shows a little bit of her fighting skills with Happy.
Yeah, that scene was hilarious.
And then Tony's like, I want one.
Yeah. I love that scene. She just takes him down. Tony looks at Pepper. I want one.
Yeah. Did you? Oh, and he looks her up in the little
computer.
Did you ever model in Korea? Because she did, or Japan or something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, it was so great.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on. Every boy was like.
Yeah, every guy, like, I feel like every boy, when he got to the point where he's zooming in on the pictures on the desk, they just paused the movie and were like. They quoted Tony. It was like, I want one. I
know you did. I know you did. That's great. Oh man. And then let's see. I think immediately after that, they go straight to the raceway, right? And is it Italy that they have the race, or
It probably was in Italy, considering it's F1.
Yeah, it's some. I don't want to get it wrong.
Because most of those F1 races are held in Italy.
Yeah.
Because it's like a big part of the culture.
Yeah.
Because like getting into car things, like F1 cars are mainly produced by Ferrari.
Yeah.
Which is based in Italy, so it would make sense for them to hold most of those races there.
Yeah, yeah. But it's also another cool scene, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great lead up to the introduction of Whiplash.
Yeah,
right.
Because
really at that point he technically is a mystery. We only know a little bit. We know maybe his last name.
Yeah, we know his name, and we know that he has a very large brain.
He built something too at that point.
He made something that is not going to be used for good.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so. Tony, of course. Man, there's so many great scenes in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of great
Tony's
scenes.
interactions with everybody, that's what makes it.
Tony's interactions, even the Whiplashes, some of his scenes are great.
Oh, man, yeah. So I know Tony's banter. He meets Elon Musk. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I didn't know who that
Elon,
was.
I have an idea for a spaceship.
So crazy.
Oh, no, it was Elon talking to Tony and was like, yeah, I have an idea for a spaceship. Really? And then he just walks away.
Yeah, and the great banter between Tony and Hammer, of course.
Yeah.
And the what's her name? The blonde. She's from Iron Man 1.
The blonde chick that was with Hammer.
Yes.
And then she's like, what was it? I think she noticed Tony on the raceway on the TV, and then she was like, is that your friend?
Yeah, he's like, Tony. And what did you say the whole time? Tony and I, we go way back. We're not in competition.
Yeah.
We're not in competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
you really are, bro. You're mad competition.
Tony has another bad idea. And that's to drive his own race car. And he says, what's the point of owning a race car
if you can't drive it?
Exactly. So he gets behind the wheel. Boom. Enters Whiplash. Whiplash is tearing up cars. Of course, he's... You gotta have that exploding cars behind you, and
it wouldn't be a Marvel movie without some crazy cool explosions.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Happy and Pepper start driving down the raceway to get to Tony with the case.
Yep.
Which leads up to my favorite suit up scene from Iron Man.
Fair enough.
And almost the entire one, right next to the one where I think it was in, what was it, Civil War, where he's in the helicopter and he pushes the button. I was
just thinking that, dude.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, same. He just
so good.
He just pushes. He takes off the cast, just pushes the button, just falls out. I love that.
Great score too.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
And like with the briefcase, I love that scene.
Yeah, he opens it up, steps on it, and then
the crowd's reaction in the raceway.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So good. And it's a quick scene.
It's a quick fight scene, but it was a great fight scene.
Yeah. He just flips him over, takes out the arc reactor. And
crushes it in his hand.
But he still laughs. Whiplash laughs at him, because he knows later. Because later on he says that quote, if you can make God bleed.
If you can make God bleed, people will cease to believe in him.
And
I love it as he's being...
I felt like I was rewatching it.
I love it when, at the raceway, when he's being dragged away and he loses his shoe. Yeah. But he's just screaming, ha ha ha, you lose.
Yeah,
you lose.
Yeah, and he spits and everything. Yeah. Oh, so good.
It was...
Mickey Rourke does not get enough credit.
He doesn't get enough credit.
But, I mean, I don't know. But there's... how do I say... That's the thing. That was the disappointing part about the ending, because that part was so good.
Yeah.
And like everything else that kind of leads up to it, and then when you get that ending, it's just like, oh, man, I wish it was just a little bit longer. Yeah. And I think also what kind of killed the ending a little bit. Sorry to jump ahead, but was the fact there were so many drones.
Oh my god.
It's a typical Marvel movie at this point. Yeah. Is drones or aliens? There's a whole bunch of them, and
like in Age of Ultron, where it's like all of them.
I'm so tired of the empty drone things. But
I mean, don't get me wrong.
It's still exciting.
In both of those movies, those fight scene with them versus like the drones, they were still great.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. They're still great, but it is a constant like, okay. Yeah. Here we go again.
Yeah, exactly.
And it feels like there's no stakes sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But to go back, they obviously capture Whiplash.
Yeah.
He's another great scene. Tony talks to him. Yeah. And he's, hey, palladium in the chest.
Yeah.
Bad way to go. You know, such a great scene together. Tony antagonizes him a little bit, and then he antagonizes him.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really great way to show the two.
It was, yeah. Show the two different sides of the story, basically.
And it adds a lot more to it, especially when Nick comes and tells him a little bit more about the story and the fact. I do love that line that Ivan. I keep saying Ivan. What's his name in the movie? Is it Ivan? He's Ivan, right?
I think it is Ivan.
Yeah, and so he. Yeah, because his dad's Anton.
Yeah, there we go. His dad's Anton, and he's Ivan.
Yes. And so he, later on, what does he say? He says, "I will do to you what your family did to my family for 40 years. I will do to you in 40 minutes."
Yeah, I remember that.
It's such a great line.
It is a great line.
It's a great line. Okay, so let's speed up a little bit, I guess. So. Whiplash goes to jail.
Yeah, Whiplash goes to jail.
Hammer wants to work with him, so he sets up that body double. And then Hammer meets with him.
Yeah.
He wants his bird.
I want my bird.
Perfect.
We'll get you your bird. I want my bird.
And Hammer, of course, wants to make Iron Man look like an antique.
Yeah.
All he wants is the contract. That's what Hammer wants.
Yeah, that's all he wants.
So, but he hires this crazy madman.
Yeah.
Introduces him to all his Iron Man prototypes, if you will, his attempts.
Yeah, his attempts at recreating what he thinks to be a better version of Iron Man.
Right, and of course, Ivan turns those into drones. And says drones are better.
Yeah, drone better.
Drone better. And so at this point, Tony there's nothing left to lose.
Yeah,
he has that birthday party.
Yeah. Oh, that party. I love that party.
You do?
I don't know why, something about it, just the wildness about it.
It is wild.
It is wild.
And I respect the technique, but I think that's also like one of my least favorite scenes.
Yeah.
I think because of Tony, I get that he's at the bottom of,
Yeah, he's the bottom of the barrel at that point.
He can't figure it out, so he's just drunk. And of course he has that scene where he's like, people ask how I go to the bathroom.
And then he just stands there.
Just like that.
Just like that.
It's great.
Yeah.
But and then of course, John Cheadle shows up.
Yeah.
They get into a fight.
Yeah, Don Cheadle shows up, and also Pepper shows up, and like party's over, and then Tony. Yeah, the party is over. The after party starts in 20 minutes.
I know. See, Tony's such a bad boy. He
is.
I don't know if anyone can ever control that guy.
No, it's not possible.
I mean, he gets more lenient as it goes on.
But yeah, the fight between him and Don Cheadle, that fight, I really love that fight.
Yeah, and that's when they discovered the whole you want the suit, and they both pull up their hands.
Yeah, and then it's like that's when they discover
the big
that
explosion. Yeah, of course.
And then
I don't know what that move is called.
No.
TKO? I don't know.
I'm just gonna refer to by something in an anime. I'm just gonna call it a unison raid.
Okay.
So yeah.
Fair enough.
We'll call it
I know what you're talking about.
It's combining abilities, powers, basically. Same thing.
True.
Yeah.
And so then Rhodey takes the suit.
Yeah, Rhodey takes the suit to the Air Force Base.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And Tony is in a donut.
Yep. Tony, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to please exit the donut.
That's right. Mr. Nick Fury himself shows up.
Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson.
And then that's when it's revealed that Natalie is actually Natasha Romanoff,
Black Widow
herself.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about her solo movie.
Oh God, I can't wait for that.
It looks so good.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks so good, bro.
We watched the trailer at Brits.
Dude, it looks immaculate.
Yeah, it looks. I hope they don't push it back. But,
yeah, same. Oh. If they push it back, Marvel's getting a very nasty email from both of us.
Hey, they did good at WandaVision though.
I have yet to watch it.
You gotta watch
it.
You gotta check it out.
Speaking of, you gotta help me set up Disney Plus on my PlayStation.
Not here, not on the podcast. We don't share stuff. You pay for your own subscription. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, okay, so they're introduced, and it's cool. This is a cool scene too because Nick gives Tony a case. And basically tells him that your dad thinks that you will be able to have the resources he doesn't have to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and then they basically put Agent. I found it so funny that they basically made Coulson Tony's babysitter.
Yeah.
That was funny to me.
That was good. It's good, and I think this also sets up the whole fact because Tony at this point Daddy doesn't love me.
Yeah.
Right, and it's been a continuing thread as the movies went along. But I think this is the first part of, I guess, that reconciliation of my dad maybe loved me a little bit, because he sends that video, Tony. I don't have any more resources. You will always be my greatest creation. Yeah. Which is beautiful. Yeah, and it pays off in Endgame.
It does.
Yeah, it's such a good moment in Endgame. It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when Tony's trying to figure out a valid, I guess, replacement
for his arc reactor.
Obviously, Ivan's up to no good, and Hammer's up to no good.
Yeah, everyone's up to no good.
Yeah, and I also you know what? I forgot about this scene. Is also my favorite during this moment. Mm-hmm. Is when Hammer's showing the guns off.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just think it's so.
The way he
Sam Rockwell. Yeah. Does such a great job with that scene. He's like, oh, they do make something better than waffles. Yeah. You know.
The Belgians, they don't just make waffles, right?
I call this the ex-wife.
Yeah, that's what it is. I was trying to remember that he just sniffs it. Yeah. I call this the ex-wife.
He goes, "Are you gonna give me something? You're like a sphinx."
Yeah,
I'll take all of it.
Yeah, and then I love it at the end where Don Cheadle uses it and he's like, "I'm gonna bust out the ex-wife."
Yeah,
and then it's like literally just a pen coming out. It's like,
and it does nothing.
Yeah, it does. It was so anticlimactic, but it was so funny.
But it also pays off because Tony goes, "Hammer tech." Yeah.
I love that. Tony just looks at him. Hammer tech.
Poor Hammer.
Yeah.
I want him to come back so badly.
Same. I really want him to come back.
They did that short. I don't know if you ever saw it. It was like a one shot. And it was for Iron Man 3. So Trevor. Mm-hmm. Trevor's in prison.
Oh, yeah.
And so Trevor is obviously having a grand old time in prison. Mm-hmm. And he's getting interviewed by somebody that actually knows the Mandarin. Mm-hmm. And then at the very end, it shows Justin Hammer in prison still. And I'm just like, man, I hope he comes back.
Yeah.
I love that actor.
Yeah, same.
And I think he has a great personality, so it would be really cool to have him come back. I don't know what capacity. He would have to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
Unless he's redeeming himself. Maybe he feels bad when Tony passes away or something. Maybe, and wants to do something else because of what happens. I don't know. Yeah. But it'd be really great to have him come back.
But he is a really good actor. Yeah. He does a very good job of portraying the roles that he's given.
Oh, for sure.
As an example, we watched, me, Mom, Dad, and Justine, we watched Jojo Rabbit the other day. You know that movie?
Oh, I haven't seen it. Is it good?
It's hilarious.
Yeah?
It's so good. But he's in there.
Yeah.
And he plays a general. Hilarious.
Yeah.
So
I
good.
love Taika Waititi. I can't say his name right, but I think he plays Hitler, Imagination Hitler, in that movie with the little. He plays Hitler.
The Hammer?
No, Taika, the one I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And he directed the movie, and he also directed Thor Ragnarok, which is also a beautiful film.
I heard somewhere that Thor Ragnarok, wasn't it 80% improv or something like that?
Probably.
I heard most of the movie was improv.
They did a lot of improv. And that guy, but he's so funny. Like, if you actually listen to him in interviews, when you watch Thor Ragnarok, you feel his voice all over that movie. There's certain directors that when you hear their voices, you're just like, oh, your voice is all over that film.
Yeah.
You told, maybe he came up with a line before and he said, say it like this, and then they say it, and you're like, that's Taika.
Yeah.
His feel is all over that, but it's still a Marvel movie. That's so good. Where we left off? Where do we live? Okay, so the suit's gone. Tony actually goes to see Pepper.
Yeah, Tony goes to see Pepper.
I do love this scene because it has that little whirly thing. Yeah. And he tries to stop it.
Yeah, he's just, it's so funny.
He's like, what is this thing?
He brings her strawberries. You know what's the one thing I'm allergic to?
Strawberries. See, I knew there was a correlation between you and this fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah. I knew you had something to do with strawberries.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Tony, man.
Yeah, same.
And then he does that cool move where he eats one strawberry and throws away the rest. But then he notices the expo,
model,
right?
The expo model,
And he's like, whoa, wait a minute. And he takes all of it in his Audi, which is a sweet Audi, by the way.
Yeah, sweet. Oh, God. That car. Tony's taste in cars. I just love it.
It's beautiful. Thing of beauty.
Yeah.
The Audi fits his character so well.
It does.
That every time it happens, you're like, man, it just makes sense.
It's
That's
just like some of the classic cars that he has, like it's like yeah, they're cool, but it's not a Tony Stark car.
Yeah.
But as soon as a Lamborghini or some like exotic like that comes out, that's Tony Stark.
Yeah, yeah. And they did a great job. I think they did. He has an Audi every single movie.
He has an Audi R8 almost every movie.
Beautiful, beautiful car.
I remember the one he had in Avengers. He had an Acura NSX.
Oh, for real?
And it was silver. But yeah, silver Acura NSX in Avengers. Nice. Sexy car.
You know all about cars.
Oh yes,
we know.
Oh yes,
we know. Okay. Oh man. So let's see here. Where do we go next here? Oh, okay. So then he finds the replacement.
Yeah, he does. He finds the replacement.
I zoned out.
Because he took the model from the Expo model thing. He like condensed it a bunch, and then
used Jarvis.
Yeah, Jarvis, everyone's favorite.
Yep.
He used Jarvis, condensed it a bunch, and then found a new element.
Right.
And then
he's back in hardware mode.
Yep, back in hardware mode.
So cool.
The makeshift lab that he has going on burns down half of the basement.
Right, yeah. Coulson leaves at the time, and he finds the shield, the Cap.
I love how he uses Cap's shield.
Such a good,
and then I love how Coulson was like, what is this doing here? Perfect.
Yeah.
How? I need this for a balance. And then just puts the scale on there.
Perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, or perfectly level is what he said.
Perfectly level.
I remember when I was showing a certain somebody that scene, I thought she was going to geek out too, but she didn't. Because I was like, look, it's Cap's shield. It's Cap's shield. It's Cap's shield. She was like, what? She's beautiful. But anyway, so he gets the suitable replacement, and then he's able to.
I love it whenever he puts it in. He's like, tastes like coconut.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, he's like, oh, that tastes like coconut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's all like pumped up, and right before that, he has his the conversation with Ivan. Mm-hmm. He calls him up and says, the 40 minutes line, which is great. And then Tony takes off. Tony's ready to be a hero. The Stark Expo is going on. Mm-hmm. Hammer's trying to be Tony. Yeah, which is such a great scene because the audience is like just chirps. Like, and he's like, "Oh, okay, get that away." Like what is that? What do they call it? Where they talk into the microphone? The is it podium? Yeah. And he's like, just take the podium out of here.
Yeah, just get rid of that.
And then he goes back.
I love it when he's like coming in dancing.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah, well, that actor always dances.
Yeah, he dances a lot.
He knows how to dance.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does. It surprises me how much that actor knows how to dance. Just so it surprised me when Napoleon started dancing in the movie.
I mean, come on, Napoleon, look at him. He can dance.
Yeah, that man can dance.
I mean, you can see it right as soon as the movie starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you looked at him, he's like, he may not look good, but that man can dance.
He can dance. Gosh. That'd be great to talk about Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh God, I'd love to. Next episode, stay tuned.
Right? Oh, man. Got to chung these out, man.
Yeah.
There's so many movies to talk about.
Oh, my God, so many. There were 3 I had in mind.
Yeah, see, I know. So then, of course, they introduced War Machine. He's got his new look.
His new bulky suit.
The Hammer Tech.
Dope. I love that suit.
Tony shows up, and at this point, he's discovered that you have Ivan. Where is he? What is he doing? They set off the drone.
Yeah.
It's a big, epic drone fight.
And he's talking to War Machine. He was like, we got a problem, buddy. What are you doing here? Don't worry about it. We got a problem.
Yeah.
All these drones are about to take off on the order of that dude, Ivan.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quote for quote. No, I'm
just
kidding.
Word for word, 100%. I looked up the script before
this. That was the improv.
Yeah.
But that's in a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell. And during
that's going on, and we get the awesome fight between Black Widow and the security guards.
Oh, God.
And Happy trying to help.
Happy's taking out that one guard. She's taking out the entire facility.
Yeah.
In like 5 minutes.
So cool. It was a cool introduction to her. Because at that point we hadn't really seen her fight. Yeah. She was undercover the whole time.
Yeah, we hadn't seen her properly do anything.
And she did great.
Yeah.
And then she helped Tony out to get at least War Machine back on his side because he was being controlled. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, they have the drone fight, which also shows that cool little move Tony has.
Yeah, the lasers.
Yes.
I love that.
And he goes, you should have started with that. That's a wonder.
Yeah. Why didn't you just start with that? one-time use.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the way he ejects them too. He's just like,
oh yeah,
that was so cool, so clean too.
Yeah, I was like, I just wish I was Tony, man.
Right? I wish I was anyone in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh my gosh,
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, that's a man.
That's probably my number one right there.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. Whew. I mean, come on.
There's a reason he's mom's crush.
Yeah, mom does love that Hemsworth guy.
Oh
yeah. And of course, Whiplash shows up. He's got a new Ironmonger suit type, right? He's got his own tech suit.
He's got his own version of the Ironmonger suit.
Yeah, and then he has his little whips.
Yeah, he's got his
whips.
whips.
And this is the quickest boss fight I've ever seen in my entire life.
It is the fastest boss fight in any movie.
It's my only complaint in this movie, really. Because everything else I really enjoyed. But yeah, it's so quick. You know, he's winning for a little, literally 30 seconds, and then they do the move.
Yeah, and then they do their unison raid.
Yeah.
I have to get in my anime. You know that.
Of course. You're wearing a Naruto shirt.
Yeah, my Naruto shirt, bro.
Sorry, I said it wrong. I'm saying it wrong. My bad. But yeah, so it's the quickest boss fight in the entire world.
Oh yeah.
But also we get a moment between Nick and Tony about the Avengers Initiative, which is teased at the end of Iron Man.
Yeah.
And also a little teased in the Incredible Hulk, because Tony shows up at the end and says, "I want to talk to you about the this little team we're putting together."
Yeah.
But aka Nick Fury, says, "No, Iron Man, yes. Tony, no."
Iron Man gets a yes. Tony Stark gets a no.
How can you want me and not have me?
Yeah. How can you want me but not want me?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And so Tony walks away, tells him, "You can't afford me."
Yeah.
Because he wants him to be a consultant.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, what are you gonna do? You know, Avengers. You know, at that point, we're anticipating Avengers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you remember too much of that time waiting for Avengers, but I know Brittany and I were like, when are the Avengers gonna come? I can't wait.
Yeah.
And then
I remember waiting heavily for Age of Ultron though. Every movie after Avengers, I remember waiting for.
Fair enough. Yeah, because man, I want to say, when did you see Avengers? Did you see it with me?
I think we did.
Oh yeah, we did. We went to the Draft House.
Yeah, we did.
We went to go see it that weekend.
Yeah.
But Avengers Age of Ultron, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I saw that one with Dad one weekend. And it was, oh my god, it was so good. Friggin' Iron Man, Tony wearing the Hulkbuster suit, punching the hell out of Hulk. Go sleep.
I love that scene. Oh, so good. Oh, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, man. Okay, and then the last request of Tony is to get the senator to come back.
Yeah, give him the medal.
It's so great.
Yeah. I love it, dude. That scene was amazing. I just love the banter between Tony and the senator.
Yeah,
and then when he was talking to Don Cheadle, he was just being serious. He's a war hero and all that. Then he walks over to Tony, and then Tony, yay, and then gives him that. And I can't say the actual line.
I know.
that line that he says,
so good,
hilarious,
perfect way to end the movie. And of course, AC/DC kicks in.
AC/DC. That movie inspired most of my music taste because of AC/DC.
Yeah, is got the best music for you? You think?
Out of all of the Marvel movies, I'd say it's one of them.
Yeah.
The other one, Thor Ragnarok, Led Zeppelin.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Iron Man, at that time, Iron Man was, especially in the first phase up to Avengers, was all about AC/DC.
Yeah.
Every time he showed up on screen, it was
AC/DC.
Yeah. And that was a good, I don't remember the score too much to this one, because the first Iron Man had probably the best score for Iron Man.
Oh, absolutely.
I forget what.
The opening scene in that, was it Afghanistan? Iraq?
Oh, when
the convoy they're playing Back in Black. Yeah.
Well, that music, but also the score itself was very rock and roll.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Iron Man 2, I don't remember the score.
I don't remember the score, but
John Denby did it, but I don't remember.
Sometimes when they played songs.
Yeah.
I remember that the entrance into the expo, that Shoot to Thrill.
Right.
What else? I can't remember.
Yeah. And then the post-credit scene on this one. This was the Thor one. We already said it. I was like,
we
man,
said it at the beginning.
For some reason, I just thought about it right now. I was like, man, what was the post-credit scene?
He's in
we
New
literally
Mexico,
just talked about
sir. We found him.
Yeah. Great. Great movie, man. Great choice.
Yep.
I mean, my goodness, it sets up everything. It's probably the Marvel's their only like real setup movie.
Yeah. Even though the movie did get a lot of hate, it was a good setup, a good movie all around. Besides the 2-second boss fight at the end.
Was it as good as the first Iron Man?
For me, Iron Man 2 will always have a special place in my heart. But I wouldn't say it was better than the first one.
Yeah, the first one was so good.
The first one, oh my god.
How would you rank the Iron Mans? Just Iron Man 1 through 3. How would you rank them?
In order of which they came out, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. 3. That's fair. Yeah, I like the third and the second one are like neck and neck. I would almost
same.
I would but
I like in the one thing I really liked about the third one was when he was known by the kid as like the mechanic.
Yeah.
And then he just made a bunch of stuff that he got from like Lowe's and Home Depot.
That was cool.
And then he went to the place and just started, doing his thing.
I felt like it was a very Iron Man 3 was a very personal movie because
Iron Man 3 was a very like Tony Stark personal movie.
Yeah, it wasn't about Iron Man anymore because we already have a bunch of Iron Man.
Yeah.
This was a very dark personal Tony Stark movie that needed for that progression. Yeah. And it definitely led into some awesome, amazing moments with Tony afterwards. Because Age of Ultron, Civil War, of course, Infinity War and Endgame. Yep. It just got better and better from there. He definitely finished strong as this character for sure.
He did.
And of course, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
I kind of forget.
Yeah,
Of
course.
But anyways. Thank you so much for being my guest number 2.
Absolutely,
I can't believe
bro.
I got my sister. I got my brother.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy we got to talk about Iron Man 2.
Oh, yeah.
I know it was between this or Ford versus Ferrari, and
Yeah, there were quite a few movies I had in mind. Iron Man 2 because I just love that movie. Ford versus Ferrari. I love the actual history and cars behind it.
Yeah, and I really want to talk to you about Avatar someday.
Yeah.
Because you ruined that movie for me. My gosh, you ruined that movie for me. And so I
showed it to Justine. She thought it was gonna be really cheesy. She loves that movie.
Yeah, I mean it was good.
It's a great movie. There's a reason it was the highest grossing movie before Endgame came out.
Right. Endgame took over.
Yeah,
and it deserves that spot.
I'll admit it did deserve that spot.
I have a bad feeling Avatar 2 might take a spot again.
Oh,
but
I can't wait for Avatar 2.
Yeah,
I don't care how long it takes. I'm gonna be counting the days.
Oh man, you're crazy, bro. You're crazy,
dude. You know what we have to talk about when it comes out? Uncharted.
Dude, yes.
We have to talk about
it's not going to even... it's just going to be a who and what movie special. Like, we're just literally just... As soon as we leave the theater, we're going to talk about it.
As soon as we leave the theater, we're coming back here, and we're going to see it. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to spoil all of it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're going to spoil the whole thing.
Don't even bother listening to that episode.
Yeah, don't even bother listening. This is just going to be us talking.
I'm so excited for Uncharted. Nathan Drake. Oh, he's so... I think Tom Holland, I think he's going to do great.
I think he will nail young Nathan Drake.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see Mark Wahlberg too as Sully.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
That will be interesting.
I hope it builds into a franchise. Yeah, I really do.
I hope it does. I think it was July 16th.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers. They keep pushing back movies, bro.
I know
if they push back Uncharted, I will not be happy.
Yeah, for sure. If they push back Black Widow, man, it's supposed to come out in May. It's what is it? March. My goodness, I'm getting March wrong. Yeah. I literally have to put this up.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, thank you again for being a guest. It was awesome.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me.
Tear it up, to talk it up, chop it up. How the kids say it these days. Yep. That was Iron Man 2. Make sure you guys listen to this on Spotify. Yep. It's available on different platforms as well. I don't know the names of them because I don't go on those.
Yeah.
But I use Anchor, so they distribute it for me.
I have no clue what that is, but cool.
I mean, thank you, Anchor, for getting my brand out there.
Please sponsor this podcast.
Whoa. Let's get some movies behind this podcast. You know what I'm saying? I want like IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
That movie stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways,
this has been the talk of Iron Man 2 on episode 2.
Ooh. Ooh, snap.
Of the who and where. I can't remember.
The Who and What Movie Podcast.
The Who and What Movie Podcast.
That's right.
My wonderful brother, Mark Anthony.
Shout out.